Jodai, Jodai. Watashi, Watashi, I'm here.
Hey, what's up, DonHive? It's Donnie. I have a new commentary video to present to you all, and I hope you enjoy. I want to discuss who we believe the best Morning Musume leader is. Morning Musume has 11 leaders total, with the current leader being Nonaka Miki. With so many leaders and so many leadership styles, I feel I'm going to need a little help discussing this. Because we're talking about the queens of Morning Musume, I feel it's only fitting I invite the queens of the DonHive to assist me. Joining me today is the real Hitsuji, Anesha.
Hey y'all.
We've also got the 17th generation's mother, Antonia.
Hi everyone.
We also have the 12th generation's mother, Dream Maria. Joining us from Spain, hola Eli-chan.
Oli oli.
We also have the Queen Honeybee and my fellow content creator, Josie Ikubos.
Hello.
And last but not least, we have Upfront CEO, Suls.
Konnichiwa and whatever.
I love that. Thank you guys for joining me. Unfortunately, Caroline and Issa could not join us today, but they offered some commentary on the subject that I will share towards the end of the video. So we're going to talk about Morning Musume's leaders. I love hearing differing opinions, so I want to hear from you guys. Let's start with Suls. Suls, who do you feel is the best Morning Musume leader?
Thanks, Donnie. Well, my girl Yoshizawa Hitomi is my personal favorite Morning Musume leader. And there are many reasons as to why I really enjoyed seeing her lead Morning Musume, definitely in that difficult transitional moment in time. And we all know that Josie, we saw her grow up from that, just that shy 4th gen member, with Rika, Nono, and Ibon, and just develop into a dependable leader, which makes me feel like her leadership felt earned. She has that cool girl image that everybody really enjoys. Like that short hair that she always rocked, that sporty style. And, she gave off that senpai vibe that low-key kind of attracted a lot of female member fans, and even, Morning Musume members themselves. And everybody just looked up to her, and just not as a cute idol. You know what I mean? So I feel like she is a perfect candidate when we think about who the most, revered leader is. So that's my pick.
Awesome. What do you guys think of Josie as leader? I liked her leadership. She's one of my favorites.
I think she was a great leader as well. She was definitely like in my in my view, she was like the dad of Morning Musume besides Sunku.
I think every leader had their fair share on how the group is today, and I think Josie did her job into leading Morning Musume to the path that led to the Platinum era to have such wonderful idols that knew how to carry the group at the point that they were in their lowest.
I think Yoshi is very underrated. Like she's very she's 100% one of the most underrated members of Morning Musume, and I just like her voice, and she seemed like really like calm and chilled as a leader. Because she seemed like a good leader.
I bet Caroline is watching this video, licking her lips, just like, yes, praise my girl.
Yeah. And do you know who Yoshi kind of reminds me of a little bit? I might be reaching when I say this, but kind of a little bit like Sporty Spice from Spice Girls.
Thank you. That's
Yes.
that's who
Yeah.
I just envisioned while I was trying to think of what I was gonna say. Like it makes everybody just have like a tiny crush on her.
Yes, she has that about her. She has that sort of charisma about her. Making me question my sexuality.
I
Yeah.
I think Yossi was a lot of teenage girls' gay awakening. Let's just be really honest. So next, I want to hear from Josie. Josie, who do you feel is the best Morning Musume leader?
In my opinion, it is none other than Michishige Sayumi,
Woohoo!
the queen, in my opinion. I think for Sayumi's leadership, she came after the graduations of some of like the most iconic members. So, and she had to lead with all the younger generations. Like they were all just babies really, and she's like this big older sister figure to them, and I think she really guided the younger members so well, and she was a really good inspiration, and you can see that in the younger members. And also I feel like obviously the platinum era wasn't the best in terms of sales, and she helped guide the group in the colourful era where they saw like a boom in their sales again. So overall I just think she's such a good egg, and I love her so much. In my opinion, she's like the number one best Morning Musume member, not even just leader, just member. She's the best. Okay, that's all I have to say.
Oh, I love that. But no, I love Sayumi's leadership. Maria, do you want to say something?
Yes, I have to say that I second everything Josie said because I am also a Sayu stan. I love Sayu to death. I know she can be a little bit bitchy at times, but I love Sayu. I love her voice. I love her way that she has that quantum dancing. Sayu is the best member of Love Project, period.
She really had the blueprint for idolhood. You know, I think a lot of the younger girls, ninth generation and down, really looked up to her to learn what the heck to do, and she had it down pat by the time she was leader. And I really appreciate her passing that along to all the girls now. Like I feel like Fukumura Mizuki wouldn't have been the leader that she is without Sayumi paving that way for her.
I really did like Sayumi. Like she's not. I like Sayumi. Like she, for me, kind of represents the bridge between the platinum era and the colorful era. Like when Tanaka Reina graduated, it kind of was like with Morning Musume. It was kind of the dynamic with Sayumi, and then this 20-year-old woman with a bunch of kids. She handled it pretty well, in my opinion. I think she's definitely one of my favorite members, let alone leaders. And she kind of, for me, she kind of does represent the colorful era, and I love that era of Morning Musume. I like the era that they're sort of in now, but the colorful era is just so nostalgic for me. And I must say, her graduation dress was. I liked the bottom half of it, but not the top. Anyway, that's sort of off topic. Let me just get back on topic. But yeah, she's a very good leader and very supportive, and showed a lot of guidance to the younger members, and I found that to be really sweet.
So that's all for Sayumi. Let's hear from our girl Eli-chan. Eli-chan, who do you feel is the best Morning Musume leader?
So I think the best Morning Musume leader was Nakazawa Yuko. She was very herself. She was very strong. She had a very strong personality, and I just love that for her. But also, at the time she was the leader, she didn't know what the group would be like. So when the rest of the leaders were leaders, they knew what the group was. But for Yuko, she was starting it all. We didn't know what the group would be like, and that's That's difficult. And she started what we know right now. I don't think they wouldn't be where they are without her.
Period. And I feel like Yuko does not, even to this day, does not get enough credit. She's not praised enough, in my opinion.
I feel like with Nakazawa, she was the first one. I mean, obviously the first one. She was the first leader, but because she was so much older than the other girls at the time, she brought discipline into the mix as far as, you know, how to be more mature, how to not be, you know, sloppy or childish or anything on stage when performing. Like, she really brought that to the girls, kept them in line so that they could do what they came to do, which is essentially to work, which I always respected her for doing that, and she passed that along to Kaori.
I definitely agree. And, you know, Yuko is one of my favorite Morning Musume members. She's just really up there for me. And honestly, I think that, you know, everybody should have taken a page out of her book in terms of she really brought out, or she almost literally threatened every member to be like, you better show your personality when you're getting interviewed or else, you know? And it's almost as if Miss Girl was a CEO in her own right, because she knew what worked and what didn't. And you know, it was almost like, okay, you're gonna be intimidated, however, you're also going to, you know, call me by my name, you know, you don't have to use my last name or anything like that, because I don't know, she just created an atmosphere in which everybody could be themselves. And, you know, I really, really enjoy that about her, and I think that's so mature of her to really, you know, lead these girls. And look how popular they were, like in the golden era, like they were selling out arenas and what have you. And I really feel like that is due to like just like that foundational work that she, you know, did in ensuring Morning Musume's success. All praise to Yuko, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Period. She did it all with no instruction manual. I love her. I respect her.
She was kind of like the setting stone for like every other leader that followed her since, because she was the first one. Like, she had nobody else to go by. She had to sort of just carve and make her own way as leader, and I think she did a pretty good job, to be honest with you.
She wrote the Bible. She wrote the Momusu Bible.
And might I add too, if correct me if I'm wrong, but she kind of entered the entertainment industry sort of under false pretenses with Sunku. I don't think she had expected to be in a group with a bunch of really young teenagers, and for her to, you know, I just imagine a grown woman going into that at the start of her career and having a feeling of, oh gosh, I've just been burdened with these kids. And I just always wonder, what was that moment like for her when she saw Sunku's vision, when she saw the potential and just went with it anyways. And I don't think she would have ever imagined, like 25, almost 30 years later, that we'd be where we are today. And it's because of her decision to do it. Fuck yeah. Sorry. I couldn't help it. That really moved me.
Period. It moved me too, but no, I feel it.
And that's why girls, you know, the newer girls still know her name till this day.
Period. Period. Yeah, and I'm sure SM's watching right now, licking his lips like, yep, that's right, because he loves him some Yuko too. So yeah, all praise for Yuko here. We love Yuko over here. So let's move to the next one. I want to hear from Dream Maria. Dream Maria, who do you feel is the best Morning Musume leader?
Well, every leader is good in their own accord, but for me is Iida Kaori. Kaori is just not a former leader of Morning Musume. She is a blueprint. When the group was still finding its identity, it was Ida who represented the responsibility of guiding everyone forward with quiet strength and unwavering dedication. As Morning Musume's second official leader, she didn't lead with loud authority, but with warmth, patience, and an unbreakable sense of duty. Watching her on stage and behind the scenes, you could feel her protective presence over the younger members, always encouraging them to grow while keeping the group grounded. Her elegance, maturity, and deep love for Morning Musume helped shape the group's early legacy, making her leadership unforgettable. To many fans, like me, obviously, Kaori Ida represents the heart of Morning Musume Foundation, the leader who turned a struggling rookie group into a powerful, united family. Thank you.
Oh, that was really sweet, Maria. And I agree with everything you said. Um, for Kaori, I think she led like the most members, didn't she? She had like 15 members under her belt she was watching.
Correct, and she has a lot of daughters too.
So yeah, what do we think of Kaori's leadership?
I think she was a great leader. I feel that she was leader during a really pivotal time in Morning Musume. Um, and I also think she similar to Yuko, kind of got dealt a difficult hand as far as she had so many people, super different personalities for each member, and their schedules had to have been insane because they were on TV, on stage, doing theater shows, just like doing everything under the sun, all under her leadership. So I'm sure that was a lot. It had to have been a lot for her.
I think she was very brave because first she had like a lot of pressure on her because at the time the group was being at its highest, and also she had a lot of girls over her and a lot of responsibility, but she just did her best and I love her for that.
I agree with everything that's been said so far. For me, Kaori is my second favourite leader after Sayumi. I think she's just such an icon, and as you said, there was just so many girls that she had to look after, and I think she did an absolutely amazing job.
And I loved how celebrated she was at her concert. The members, they shed tears seeing her leave.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing clips of her graduation, and like there wasn't a dry eye in that concert hall, honestly.
So yeah, Maria Johnson, that's your mother, and she is praised here as leader. So kudos to Kaori. Alrighty, next, let's hear from Antonia. Antonia, who do you feel is the best Morning Musume leader?
I think the best Morning Musume leader was Ikuta Erina. Now, I feel like with Erina, she was kind of in the shadows. She was in the 9th gen. You had the big heavy hitters. You had Sashi Riho and Mizuki, who was leader for 9 years. And I feel like when Mizuki graduated and then Erina became leader, I kind of felt like the group kind of went through this sort of fresh rebrand, this revival, with Nakazawa Sentimental and Sakyo, which is two of my favourite Morning Musume songs. I think that she allowed the younger members to have spotlight, because I felt like in the past it was always they were in the shadows while other members were at the forefront, and she just seemed. And also, she dealt with the Kitario situation the best that she could. I don't think she could have dealt with it any other way. I mean, a situation like that has never happened before in Hello Project. But yeah, I just think she was very good. Her leadership wasn't long, but I think she was a good leader.
I feel her leadership was very impactful. It was short, definitely, but I feel like she made a lot of impact. And I remember when she became leader, I remember a lot of the Woto were like kind of doubting her and just putting bad juju on her leadership, saying she wouldn't do well. But she broke down so many archaic traditions on the few television appearances they did get. She let the junior members actually be in the front and speak. No, Erina, she was an excellent leader. And 2-4 is one of my favorite years.
I mean, if it wasn't for Erina, I don't think they would have been on the first take, and that was iconic on its own.
Now,
Yes,
I agree.
yes.
I agree.
Hold on. Here, I thought they went on first take because Miss Girl Ayumi was graduating, but correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay, little
Hold
IU
on.
stand. Okay,
Now, hold on.
let's give the place to Erina. All right, so let's hear from the Hitsuji, Anesha. Anesha, who do you feel is the best Morning Musume leader?
I feel that the best Morning Musume leader was Takahashi Ai. And I wrote down just a few points as far as why I think she deserves that title. First thing being, Takahashi Ai was the full package. I mean, she was definitely a dime a dozen. She was singing her butt off. She was hitting all the choreography. She was really funny. She was really good at acting. And not only was she dancing, like, to the Morning Musume songs, but she was also very well versed in ballet. And she was super cute. And then I also feel that she had the most authentic character as leader. Like when I look at her as in her term of leadership, I say it like she's president, but her term of leadership, I felt like I was looking at the same girl I saw join the group back in 2000, I guess 5 when they joined. Like I don't feel like she was coming into leadership as this perfectly polished member. She was still very authentic. She was still really funny. She was still super quirky. And then I also appreciated that she carried this sisterly image with all of her members rather than the typical motherly image that you would see from like Yuko or Iida Kaori. Even when the 9th gen joined the group, she had asked them to call her Ai-chan, which they were, of course, obviously uncomfortable with because she's their senpai, but she really strived to build a sisterhood when she was the leader. And I think that kind of helped the 9th generation kind of be more comfortable coming into their idolhood. And then I feel like her voice is her legacy because, when these new members are joining Hello Project or even Morning Musume, I'm sure a lot of them are having to learn how to sing just like Ai or use that same power that Takahashi Ai brought to the group. She definitely left this space that members now and members in the future will have to learn how to fill properly. And then the last point that I made was that she stood tall as a leader despite the decline in Morning Musume's popularity during the Platinum era. There were some hard times during that era, but she kept a smile on her face. She kept the members pushing. She worked through the Koharu problem. If you know, then you know. And she did it all like super gracefully. She dealt with Morning Musume as a 5-member group, which was the first time that had happened since the group's formation, and brought in, the 9th generation and did everything she could before she was sent off and graduated. And even today, she still shows up and supports her girls, even if they didn't share a lineup with her, she still will show up. And that's why I think that she is the best leader the Morning Musume has ever had.
Bravo. Taco shit, sis. Period. What do you guys think of Ai as leader?
I second everything Anisha said. I was a powerhouse.
Yeah, and I want to add, I think the only other graduated leader that I see blogging about coming to graduations or going to, big shows, Hello Project shows, is Takahashi Ai every now and then, or, more so lately, Mizuki. But other than that, I don't see any other leaders really broadcasting that they're showing up to these concerts.
Mm-hmm. Even
Yeah.
Takahashi Ai, she even went to Kitagawa Ryo's graduation event. That was really kind.
Her and her damn husband. I will say though, not only does Ai-chan display just like those leader qualities, like she's so humble. Like if somebody were to ask her, Ai-chan, like what did you do as a leader in Morning Musume? She will tell you with a straight face, I didn't do shit. But
Exactly.
yep. And I love that. I love somebody who does a lot in the background but doesn't talk about it, and you can really tell like just how much love the girls have for her, and to me that proves that, hey, like this woman was a great leader. So
Yes, she would never have all the attention on her. If someone would try to praise her, she'll pass it off to the other members. Well, look and see what she's doing. And she's doing great too. Let's talk about her. I love humble people like that. That's why I call her Ayance. Like,
Yes, Ayance.
Mhm.
because Beyonce and Destiny's Child, she would do the same thing. When they try to put all the praise on her, she'd look at Kelly and Michelle and like, hey, no, we're all doing good. And that's how I was. So yeah, we got some awesome answers. So I want to segue things a bit. So of course, Caroline and Issa couldn't be here, but they sent me some commentary. So I'm going to share that with you guys. Alrighty. The first comment is from Caroline. So this is what Caroline had to say. Caroline says, the best Momusu leader is Yoshizawa Hitomi, and anyone who wants to fight about it can lodge a complaint at eatmybutt@justiceforyosi.org.
Oh my gosh.
Just kidding. I'd say the best leader was Takahashi Ai, one of the most talented members throughout the years, but so humble. She didn't put herself above anyone else, despite the super uneven distribution of the Platinum era. At the end of the day, he was a young woman in a tough and often predatory industry. You hope that they at least have the support of each other, and Ai seems like someone who created a safe space for her fellow members. I also love how well connected she still is with the younger generations. I'm low-key convinced she runs some kind of informal transition to life after graduation program where she guides members through leaving the group. Humble and caring, a true leader. That was really nice. What did you guys think of Caroline's comment?
I agree with everything Caroline said. The first part about Yoshido was really funny. I really do like Takahashi Ai. I think she was quite a good leader. Like during the Platinum era, like they were all around the same age. So they were all around the same age. And then when we had the triple grad, then the 9th gen came in. Like it was kind of a slight similar situation to when Sayumi was leader. Like, yeah, she had Risa, Aika, and Sayumi and Reina, but then having the 9th gen, these like kids in the group, I think she was really nice to them. And it is so nice that she still like goes and supports Morning Musume as a group, no matter if the girls were in the lineup with her or not. And the transition to life after graduation program, I think that is nice that she does this. It's nice to have somebody to help support you, with life after graduation, because, it's not easy, especially like if you go into a completely different industry or retire completely. Like it's very difficult, that sort of transition. Even if you stay within M Line or Hello Project, that transition is very difficult. And it's good to have someone who's there to help you and guide you through that. And that's what I like about Ai, that she's very supportive.
Yeah, Auntie I is gonna take care of you.
Can I also just point out, I don't know if you guys remember this, but I was right, I think it was like a day or two after Ai-chan's graduation, where this girl is a comedian, man. She posted a blog on her Amiiblo, I think it was, and she just had a tired like she posted a selfie of her looking so tired, and then the comment was like something along the lines of, "What am I finna do now?" I swear to God, if you guys can find that photo, I am not lying. She's literally like, "I have so much free time now. What am I finna do?"
Oh, that's so real though.
Comedian.
That's so real though. Damn.
It is.
Yeah.
I just wanna say something. And Donnie, you're gonna hate me for this, but I don't give a shit.
Tread
I'm
easy.
just gonna say that Ai's graduation outfit was the fucking best.
Girl, bye. Anyways.
No,
I love it. And it's because she's a humble person and she doesn't care about all of these things. She just did whatever she wanted to do. She's the best for that. Period.
That was the funniest thing I heard all day, Eli-chan. Woo, you funny. Girl, you are funny. That was hilarious.
I'm serious.
All right. So shout out to Caroline. We love you, Caroline. I wish you could be here, but we love you. All right. Next, we're going to go to Issa. So Issa says, I think Sayumi is the best leader. Imagine being in your early 20s and having to guide a bunch of 12 to 16-year-olds almost single-handedly. Not only that, but her strong image helped the group regain limelight, as well as having a decided ace and focusing on memorable member colors. That was really nice. So Issa thinks Sayumi. What do you guys think of her comment?
Love it.
Sayumi.
I agree. Yeah. I agree with everything Issa said.
Yeah, and
100%.
again, I like the dynamic of a 20-year-old with a bunch of teenagers. It just looked right. Like when you see them on stage, it just looks so cohesive, and I don't know, I loved it. I loved her leadership.
Can I
will
say?
also-
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh,
I will say also, give it up to Sayumi, like, because just like choreo wise, just to have to like transition from, you know, platinum era choreo to having to do formation dances, like, I know Miss Girl's knees were
Her dogs were barking.
I know she was glad to graduate.
go ahead, Anisha.
I just wanted to say, every time I think of Sayumi's leadership, the most memorable thing that I imagine is, I can't remember exactly which concert it was. I want to say it might have been Colorful Character. I don't know. But it was maybe the first or second tour that she did under her leadership. And the intro video, the VTR, was like the sample of the beginning of La 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 No PPP. And it's just her just like bouncing around, and then all of the 9th, 10th generation and they just like appear out of thin air from her, and like it's like all Sayumi's turning into the other members, and that just I will never forget that VTR. It's just so cute and so
And it was
Sayu.
so symbolic.
Yes.
Just they're all a piece of her, and it's just I got chills just talking about it.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna go and watch it after this because it's just.
I'm gonna add
Another
it to the
thing
video.
is, during Sayumi's graduation, I literally cried because that song, Sayonara,
Makari Bijun.
Bijun, that shit made me tear up. I don't know.
Yes.
Oh my god, her in a kimono or a yukata or whatever, and she just looks so graceful. And then just having the rest of the members just sing to her.
And the
It was
crowd
so beautiful.
Oh my god, I
So
remember
and
that.
the sea of pink pin lights just surrounding her. That was so beautiful.
She was the moment. She
Yes.
deserved that.
Mhm.
You know, she
Mhm,
deserved that, and
100%.
it brought tears to my eyes. Oh my gosh! But that's all I wanted to say.
My
But
eyes are
also
watering.
to add to that moment though, the Mizuki run, the Mizuki sprint to her
Mhm.
during their duo. Oh my god, that
Yeah.
concert was one of the best.
Yes,
Right.
100%.
Well, first, I know Issa would back me up. She's got great taste. But I like to say I just love Sayumi's leadership, and my top 3 members ever are Ikuta Erina, Fukumura Mizuki, and Michishige Sayumi, and they were like the oldest members of the Colourful era, and I just love that trio so much. And I think, I just love Sayumi. She's just the best.
Alrighty, so that was our video discussing the leaders. We have so many great leaders in Morning Musume, don't we?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yes, for sure.
Everyone is a good leader.
I bet if you ask him Insomnia, he'd say Fujimoto Miki was the best leader, but which is true. But
And that's why he ain't here.
Yaguchi Mari. Yaguchi Mari is the best.
Just kidding, Kim.
well, yeah, that was our Morning Musume leaders video. People watching, tell us who your favorite leaders are. Who do you think is the best leader? Let's get a discussion going in the chat. And I want to thank my lovely ladies of the DonHive for being here. And thank you again, Caroline and Issa, for adding some commentary. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Donnie. And also, if you don't put Mari Yaguchi in your comments, I'm going to hunt you down personally because
And she said what she said. Awesome. Thank you guys again. People watching, please comment, like, and subscribe. And I've got some more commentary videos coming in the future, so stay tuned.
Comment,
Thank you
like,
guys.
and subscribe.
Thank
Period.
you, Donnie.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Adios.
Hold on. Let's sing McCary Bijun. Sunday.
Sayonara.
We can be
Ah.